All right, guys, this is going to be really, really short because we're using the Teams, and I'm going to have to probably end this thing real quick, disconnect, and then try to start back up. It's pretty serious shit that we're dealing with right now. Let me see. I guess it's kind of blinking at me. I don't know if that's me. Anyway, it's weird. Yeah. Bottom line is the Microsoft taking over Skype has completely screwed me up. And last week, I know that it worked, but I think that was because we still had Skype was working. But now that Skype is completely gone, we're on kind of like a Zoom type thing. And, I called in early just to make sure I could connect at all, and I wasn't doing anything. And like I said, I had to create an internet version just to hook up to the server, because obviously I can't have the same account on two computers and have one account call the other account. That doesn't work. Everything is like a meeting now. It's like a damn Zoom meeting instead of a phone call. Okay, it's all meetings. They've turned it into Team Viewer is basically what this is now. So anyway, all right. Well, before it shuts off, I'll see what I can get out. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. I need to talk about some serious Getty stuff. And then I also want to kind of talk about what's going on in the world right now. It's kind of significant because today is technically what they call Victory in Europe Day. And tomorrow, of course, is the big May 9th celebration that the whole world is freaking out about in Moscow. I want to talk about that. That's important because there's a lot of important stuff going on. But first, I need to talk about this Getty crap. And again, what we're seeing tonight with this, crap service and everything being destroyed and shutting me down, I just see as little tiny attacks. Anyway, bottom line, here's the thing. Last Saturday, I went to the Getty, and they wouldn't let me in. They stopped me at the tram. I've been going now since it opened in 2000, whatever, 19, whatever it was. Anyway, point is that they finally decided that they've had enough of me insulting them walking around there, apparently, and they've probably got my picture pasted up there and personnel, either that, or they got facial recognition, everything else. But bottom line is, I'm not sure if this is the sort of thing that ever happens at all, if they have a persona non grata for that location. But they nailed me. And I made a video when it happened, shortly after it happened, and I told everybody basically how pissed off I am. But it's very difficult for me to basically articulate and describe exactly what it is that's going on. So I need to kind of do my best to do that, get that out of the way. But let's just say I'm not a happy camper. My happy is gone. This was an insult. You call it what you will. But the bottom line is I took a lot of things for granted casually, maybe in a glib way, but either way. What can I say? I keep looking at this stupid thing, waiting for it to tell me the things it's going to hang up on me. I don't know what to expect, but I see that we're still broadcasting, so great. Anyway, point is that I've been a nice guy. As I said before, I've been a nice guy. I think I'm a nice guy. I'm confused by all this, because this is difficult. I understand that we're in a war, but at the same time, I've tried to have a little bit, small amount of respect and a little bit of, let's say, Christian potential for forgiveness and all that good stuff. Ed, stop mowing the fucking lawn at 8:00 in the morning on Thursday, fucker. You know what you're doing. Stop that shit. Every Thursday, I swear. NSA, what about you guys? Kind of one of the points I want to point out tonight is the way we treat these people, because you see, as I said in my earlier video, you got the perps, you got the horrible criminals that are doing the damn child molesting and worse. And then you've got the enablers. Sometimes they're just people that take a paycheck, and there are so many of those people. So many of those people. Sometimes they get pretty good paychecks. And I understand everybody's got to eat and blah, blah, blah. It's just a paycheck. You don't pay attention and whatever. You're programmed, whatever. No excuse. I mean, it's this Nazi thing. I was just following orders bullshit. The Nazi theme is kind of thick right now because of what's going on with the victory, of course. Victory over, nobody wants to say, obviously with Germany, it was... Moscow was the conquering of Berlin, the victory over the Nazis, and the the Europeans, the victory in Europe. They kind of say the same thing, and then of course the Chinese, they say victory over Japanese aggression. Whatever, and they're all celebrating right now. But there's some stark contrast. Everybody's been warned, at least in the West, not to go to Moscow. Putin has a ceasefire in effect for the duration of this period. It's the 80th anniversary of the end of the war. And yet here we are, 80 years, doesn't seem that long. And yet NATO has gone completely Nazi. The EU is completely Nazi. Actual Ukrainian Banderite Nazis are being celebrated and funded and armed, promoted. This is getting away from the Getty thing, but it's kind of important, and I preface this stuff because in Britain, during the English commemoration, King Charles actually stood up and saluted as a contingent of Ukrainian Nazis marched past him in a parade dedicated to defeating Nazism in World War II. Now, part of this being nice thing is to not call out everybody's stupidity. I mean, it's either massive stupidity, retardation, or corruption, combination of both. Probably a combination of both. But at the same time, it's just really hard. The enemy that we're dealing with, these Getty guys, the people that are under the Getty and Getty, we'll talk about the Getty, so you understand the people. They're Templars. Templars are Nazis. They're also royalists. They're very pro-crown. But if you haven't been paying attention, the crown of the UK is in the hands of Nazis. It's been in the hands of Nazis for some time. The Windsors are Nazis. This traces back, of course, to Charlemagne and the whole German-French unification, pre-Germany, pre-French unification of Germany, or Europe, I guess you could call it, over the Vatican or the Papal State. Funny enough, it became the Holy Roman Empire after that, which is strange because it had nothing to do with Italy. Either way, that's what this goes back to. And there's really nothing I could say good about the Nazis, but what I really want to focus on, I mean, is the people, the individuals. I mean, let's just point out some of the obvious things here real quick. Gordon Getty is a figurehead of the Getty Foundation, and the Getty Foundation and that building is our path to what's underneath it. We care not for the art or the building or the basement. What we care about, even though there is horrible things going on there, what we really care about is what's deep below, because that's where the real horrible things are. And it leads to all the other horribleness. But what we have to remember here, first of all, is that Gordon Getty, even though he's 90 years old, has probably consumed at least 5,000 children, murdered, tortured, had sexual perversions with probably before, during, and after the torture and death. And I got to tell you, I was thinking about the crucifixion. I was thinking about torture. I was thinking about the passion, everything Christ went through. Crown of thorns, the whipping, the beating. And, it was because mostly I was looking at the Shroud of Turin, and somebody had come up with some sort of rendition of what they thought Jesus looked like based on the Shroud of Turin, which, of course, I don't agree with at all, because the information contained in the Shroud of Turin is actually of a different nature than what people would think. I'm not going to get into that, but the point is that when I look at that and I look at the image, I think of a person wrapped up in that cloth that had the shit beat out of them. Just beat. And from the standpoint of torture and abuse and cruelty, and of course this all happened over a relatively short period of time, because I think the time that he was with Pontius Pilate was only a day or so. But he had to be able to carry that cross. So he obviously had the work of his legs, and he had the strength still to carry that damn cross. I mean, obviously, we're told, and it's probably likely that this was done after extreme torture, so it was extremely difficult. But at the very least, the feet, the legs were still attached. The muscles were still attached. The bones were not broken. Hello. You guys can hear me, right? All right. 51. At least I stayed connected. Look at that. I'm still recording. I have, my server's good. It's just the stupid thing I'm using to hook up to the server. Server's gone, what? Where'd he go? Oh, my life is so fun right now. Bastards. See, I never turned off the recorder. It just disconnected. All right, as I was saying, I was talking about the torture that Jesus went through prior to being crucified. And I thought, well, gosh, I was trying to realize how bad it could be. I was trying to imagine going through it. I mean, obviously, we those of us in this business, we always try to imagine the kind of crap they might try to do to us. I mean, obviously, I've been thinking about that crap for a long time before I found out I was in a Can't Be Killed club, but I assume that doesn't mean I'm not in the Can't Be Tortured club. I mean, they're torturing me right now, but I know everybody's getting tortured. I know. I feel for you guys. Hang in there. But here's the thing. Nowadays, modern medical devices and ways to resuscitate people and artificially keep them alive, and who knows what, with alien technology, you could take somebody's soul and create clones. And in other words, it's like, I used to think you could only die once, but now I'm not so sure. I think they can reconstruct you, and they could keep that hell going on as long as they want. But the point is that it's feasible, it's physically possible now to probably torture a human, torture a child for that matter, to an even greater degree than was inflicted upon Jesus before crucifixion. Obviously, crucifixion is heinous, but there's lots of heinous things in the world, like, being eaten alive and this kind of thing, But I'm not trying to belittle the suffering or any of that, but what I'm trying to put into perspective is what's inflicted upon these children under the Getty. And the reason isn't it because I want you to focus on this unphotographed place a mile under the mountain, under the museum, but I want you to think about the people doing the crimes. And for the moment, I want you to focus on Gordon Getty. Still alive, still walking the streets, still treated with respect, called a composer, whatever, celebrated. The man is probably one of the most horrendous monsters still alive today. His family, his brothers, his father were horrendous monsters, horrendous. Each one of them responsible for deaths and torture, mutilation of thousands of children each, thousands and thousands of children each, and enabling other elite pedophiles to do the same thing. And hello, Iraq, I see you again. And I just don't understand how all of us can be tolerant, nice guys about this. And, I try to, I'll tell you, as I was sitting here thinking about the crap I'm having to go through and the shit I've been put through and the crap that's hanging over my head and the weight of it all, I was sitting in the backyard and I was petting a cat, someone else's cat. It's a stray cat taking care of in the backyard. Just for those of you who are following, that cat I tried to take in a few days ago now, he wants outside. He's still living outside. But I go out there and try to give him attention because it's cold and he wants to sit in the lap and, feel loved. Everybody wants to feel loved. They need to feel a connection and have a little home and feel loved and be treated well and with respect. All very important things. But as I was sitting there trying to give, service to others to this cat, I looked around and I thought, all these assholes that are treating me like shit, that think I'm this horrible, whatever, for whatever reason. I think, can't you see I'm really just this nice guy. I take care of stray cats and feed birds and, plants and animals and try to take, do my healing and all that. By the way, we have an American Pope. And I remembered something that a guy told me once. He was one of the people that worked for me at PerkinElmer. He was a guy named Chiamoa. He was a Hmong warrior, I guess you'd call him. The Hmong were Laotian tribal people. They were very short. They were kind of pygmy. They lived in the mountainous, whatever. Anyway, they fought for the CIA under this guy named Vang Pao, I think it was, Vang Paul. Anyway, coincidentally enough, my CIA guys were connected to this guy. But either way, Chia would tell me stories about firefights that they would be in, with the Viet Cong. And he'd say how in the morning you'd go and you'd walk out in the area, whatever, where all this was going on, and there'd be bits and pieces of bodies scattered about and hanging in the trees, and just, gross and nasty. And it was just horrendous what people would do to people. And here's the thing, Chia, he's a short little dude. He's always got a big smile. He's like a damn elf, whatever you want to call him. Anyway, he told me, he said, you know what? It doesn't matter if you're a nice guy, because the communists, the Viet Cong, when they'd come, they don't care. They don't care if you're a nice guy. They're going to kill you anyway. He says, it just doesn't matter. And I think that's kind of the lesson here. And this is what is really hard for me. It kind of like people don't understand. They're like, why is my bubble burst? Why am I in this funk? What really changed? Because obviously the war against the enemy has not changed. And certainly, the Getty's saying, no, you've heard us enough. We can't have you walking around taking pictures with your cronies and laughing at us and with your Occupy the Getty shirts and things like that. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously, those of you that went with me last time, lucky you. Obviously, as all of you know, they see you. They saw you. They're still fucking with you probably. Some of you more than others, obviously. A lot of you are getting fucked with right now, but most of you are strong enough to fight it off, which is good. But the point is that, yeah, sure, they disrespected me. And I basically since then threatened to them and let them know that, okay, you want to disrespect me, no more Mr. Nice Guy. And what that means, again, I'm not threatening physical violence naturally because that's not how I operate. But what that means is that the gloves are off when it comes to the humans that we have access to, the enablers. Now, obviously, I start with Gordon Getty, 90-year-old man. He's kind of like Joe Biden, I guess, if you will, but he's probably got a lot more facilities. But either way, we know in his lifetime he's done horrible, horrible, horrible things. Probably still doing horrible things. Point is that he's being allowed to do it. He's being protected. All those people protecting him and allowing him, enabling him, supporting him are all guilty. All of you. Now, obviously, that means the entire NSA, guilt by association. The NSA obviously runs all these bunkers. The NSA is completely involved. The CIA, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, none of those institutions are real. They're all part of the Intertel Mafia. So, guys, you NSA, CIA dudes, you fuckers, unless you're going to claim Intertel, I outrank you. So fuck off. Have some respect. Stop mowing your lawn that early. Anyway, point is that you can't be treated like a human as long as you are enabling these monsters to continue doing what they're doing. So all of you people in law enforcement, the LAPD, you're involved. If you're rank and file and you act like you don't know better and you don't have orders, I mean, come on, guys. What's the difference? Rank and file, Wehrmacht, SS soldiers, whatever. It's the same damn thing. Oh, well, I didn't work in the concentration camps. It wasn't my job to shovel bodies into the whatever, that was the Lithuanians that did that. That was the Ukrainians. That was the Estonians or the Latvians. Those were the worst Nazis of all, you guys. You realize that? When you look at those little Baltic countries, those little chihuahuas, when it came to so-called Holocaust, they were the ones that did the most killing. Sure, there were Nazis watching them and all that, but, seriously, they were the worst. And remember, Zionism and Bolshevism were both born in Lithuania. And yet that was where some of the greatest Jewish killing grounds were. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. I know it's a fucking tangent, but that's like Netanyahu sending greetings to Putin. He didn't go to Moscow, of course, that would be too much, but he sent greetings to Putin, congratulating him on the 80th anniversary of the defeat of fascism in their celebration on the 9th. And in it, Netanyahu made references to their shared interest in the promotion of the Holocaust narrative, or should I say, in the protection of the fight against the disinformation and those that would suggest revisionist Holocaust theories, something of this nature. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but the point is that this shit stakes to high heaven. It's so I can't even respond anymore. I've said it so many times already. The Illuminati, the Frankists, the Rothschilds, the Satanists created Nazism. They created Bolshevism. They created Zionism. So when you see these guys running around saying this shit, it's disgusting. Now, it's a little hard for me. I mean, obviously, I can't really complain about Putin. I wish I could interview him and find out where the hell he really stands when it comes to this Chabad business that he still seems to be in bed with. I'll get back to Getty. Let's just talk about Russia right now. The West, of course, is making a big deal and basically saying anybody that goes to this celebration in Moscow is a traitor and should think twice and everything else. And of course, it's a big deal. Everyone's there. The leader, China, Brazil, several other countries, BRICS countries for sure, obviously. They're all there, including many leaders of Eastern European countries like Serbia. I think it was Fico, Serbia, Slovakia. I'm not sure which one of those. Several of them didn't go, of course. I'm pretty sure Orban of Hungary didn't go. But they're making a lot of threats. Now let me just point out here real quick what's going on with this so-called democracy in the West that these people are fighting so hard to preserve, without even talking about Ukraine. All right. In Germany, Friedrich Merz just got elected after the second vote. Not winning the first vote was a complete embarrassment to himself and the EU. This is a guy that's completely controlled by BlackRock. He had to make a deal with the Green Party, which is not only the Baerbock Greens, they're just insane. So the Greens are still in power. The alternative for Germany party, the AfD party, which is about 40% of the population right now, are basically for that party. It was becoming the strongest party in Europe, right now in Europe and in Germany. Alternative for Germany party, AFU, or AFG, Deutschland, obviously, AFD. Anyway, point is they're going to outlaw that party. They're flat out going to outlaw that party. And I'm sure that once Merz takes office, that process will start. And of course, Trump and Vance and everyone said, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. They're going to do it anyway. France, the same thing. What they do, they took Marine Le Pen, strongest opposition politician, throw her ass in jail. Romania, they completely annulled the election in Romania of Kalin Georgescu, who basically won by a landslide. And they ran a complete new vote. And this time, Georgescu was forbidden to run, but some other guy ran, who is an ally of Georgescu, and he won. Okay, let's see. Where else? Serbia, they damn shot the president of that country, but he's still there. Let's see what else. Italy, nah. France. Anyway, the point is that, well, France. Come on, France and Germany both. They're going to outlaw Marine Le Pen, and they're outlawing AfD in Germany. Britain, they'll throw you in jail for a Facebook post or a meme. Oh, I could go on and on about that, but that's just fucking ridiculous. It's not a good look for any of these countries, and Trump is really blowing it really hard. And at the very least, we're not going to have a MAGA situation. I mean, my God, here in California, the gas is going up to $8. Bottled water here. My bottled water just went up a lot. Come on, seriously, water is going up. Anyway, point is that this is what it feels to be on the losing side. The West is losing, and of course, whatever Trump is failing. Whatever, forget the bullshit. But one of the things that's probably the most annoying, if I want to get back to the Getty shit, is that coming out of the Trump crowd, other than the meme coin crypto crap, is more of these lies about children being rescued and about things to come, legal things to come. Now, they talk about Epstein still. And the Epstein list. Where's the Epstein list? and Epstein is supposedly gone out of our sight. Of course, Trump is protecting this information, and his entire administration is protecting this information. Of course, Trump is intimately involved in the Epstein shenanigans. Now, I guess that's probably a good point to remind you guys what those shenanigans were. Torture of children. Torture beyond what was done to Christ. Okay. Torture that went on for days. Christ only had to endure it for a day or so. These children were probably eaten. I don't think they sexually abused Jesus, but they certainly sexually abused these children. Anyway, I don't think you guys are thinking about the reality of the crime. And I don't think there's enough outrage. Seriously, I don't think there's enough outrage. I don't know how you would measure it. I mean, obviously, I feel like, all these years, hell, since, what was it, 2012, when I went public, that's a significant amount of effort that went into it so far. And yeah, we're getting there. But at the same time, there's really no outrage. I mean, there's a small amount of people, obviously, who you are, that some of us express that outrage a little more openly, and we have to control it. But at the same time, I think one of the things that bothers me the most, and I'm not trying to get personal here, but there's a lot of things I take for granted, like this mission here. I know that I'm going all out and all that, and not being allowed to enter the Getty. Sure, that's a validation that I'm getting through to these people, but it's a lot more than that. It does mean they're afraid of me. It does mean that they are publicly doing everything they can to mute me, even if it means denying me entrance to the premises. Because when it gets down to it, what are they doing? What are they not doing? They're not talking to me. They're not attacking me directly. They're cowards, obviously, as I've said in the video earlier. The pedophiles by nature are cowards. These people are cowards. So all they can do is try to bother me electronically, financially, this kind of thing, through other people, meat puppets, but not once will they actually face-to-face deal with me, except for maybe not letting me on their premises. But that's when it gets human. And that's when I say, okay, you human that are going to stand between me and this location, you are the enemy now. You are enabling them. You're following this order. It doesn't matter if you haven't killed any children. You're now the same type of target. So, again, how do I convey this? There is no shame, first of all. You should have shame. Ed, are you listening? You should have shame. Seriously, you guys should all have shame. Don't think that you can go to church and ask for forgiveness and it's okay. No. It's never going to be okay. The only way it's going to be okay is if you come to me right now. You could go to Jesus, but Jesus isn't going to do anything, because right now you're dealing with me. And I'll tell you something, like they've said, like it says in the book of Thomas, I believe, you can deny Jesus, you can deny God, but you can't do that to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit doesn't forgive. You're dealing with the Holy Spirit, guys. Jesus will forgive you. The Holy Spirit will not. The Holy Spirit will carry out the actions, the missions. the cleansing, the fire, that's coming from the Holy Spirit. Jesus brings the fire, but what he's bringing is the Holy Spirit. So speaking on behalf of the Holy Spirit, what you brought upon you right now, there's nothing nice about it. It's going to be all, what's a good word? I don't want to say pervasive and encompassing. It's going to be comprehensive. All of you enablers, even those of you that have the slightest connection. I mean, in this day and age, I mean, let's put it this way. If you're working for the Getty and you don't have a clue of what's going on with the Getty, you haven't Googled it, you haven't heard about this, I guess you could claim a certain level of ignorance. But those of you higher up, woe be unto you. Woe be unto your families. Pox be upon you. You guys at the FBI that are listening and all that, same thing. NSA, I know that you have your orders, and I know you do what you do in a cowardly way behind the scenes, and you don't really want to face me, and you certainly don't want me to have your face in my memory, obviously, or your name. But at the same time, you've never tried to negotiate. I've been open to that for the longest time, which leads me to another point. Even though I've been doing this for a long time, and I take this stuff very serious, and I approach everything from a very serious standpoint, mostly because the listeners, the ones that are working for the enemy, the ones that are the enemy, the ones that are paid to listen, those guys, the ones monitoring this stuff, you guys are the ones that need to hear this. It's all really aimed at you. The Getty family, the Getty security, the NSA, the FBI, the police, all that, whatever branch of pseudo-military agency government thing, all that is involved down there. I don't care if you want to call this national security or whatever. It just doesn't matter anymore. There cannot be any kind of, well, obviously I'm going to try to be merciful, but your time ran out, kind of. I think that's what it comes down to, is that everyone has this opportunity to make these choices. And those that are on the other side that we're inviting to join us and rejoin the human family and all that, I mean, I'd like to say that our extension of these offers to you is indefinite, but at the same time, you're still torturing the children. You're still committing genocide. Nothing has slowed down. Your crimes have not slowed down in the slightest. So where does it make sense? Where do I have the right to give you any mercy, to give you an indefinite amount of time to make this decision to join us? So I've already said that in the astral, it's all out war right now. Obviously, if you guys are involved, you know what I'm talking about. So yes, it's all out war in the astral right now, and it's open season. That's all we really need to say. It's open season. But in the physical world, the one that I'm talking to right now, you still need to demonize these demons. You've got to make it heinous. You've got to remind people what's actually going on. what's involved in the slaughter of these children, not just the rape, the sexual torture, but the actual surgical torture, the cannibalism, that thing. And who knows what they're exposed to. We can't even imagine because we don't have access to their technology. But the point is that just because we don't see it doesn't mean we shouldn't be screaming about it. They can claim all day that they're not doing it, but we know they are. Otherwise, why in the fuck are they banning me from their fucking museum? What are they afraid of? Why don't they sue me? Why don't they give me a reason? Why don't they meet me at the door and say, hey, all this stuff you're saying is got to stop, blah, 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 whatever. No, it doesn't. They'd rather keep doing it. They'd rather consume those children like the world is coming to an end and they're running out of time to do it. And that's exactly what's happening because they know I'm here. They know I'm going to stop them. They know there's nothing they can do about it. So they're going to eat every single one of those children they can up until the time it stops. It's not going to stop until all of you rise up and get pissed off and take it out on all the people that are enabling this shit. Like your friendly local NSA guy. These people that are supposed to be sworn to protect and serve, that kind of thing. All those people. The national defense, whatever bullshit. Donald fucking Trump. Say fucking Getty, asshole. Why can nobody say Gordon Getty? Why can Diddy is going to fucking trial? What are they going to do? Are they going to freak out? Diddy tunnels are fucking Getty tunnels. It's all the same fucking thing. When are you all going to freak out and stop acting like this is a TV show and this is just amusing to watch? Some of you are realizing that I'm the real deal and you're tripping. But is it changing your life? No. Seriously, I'm depressed, The last little bit of happy that I have is snatched away from me because now I have to be responsible to bring it all down upon the enemy with no relief and no relaxation. This is the end cycle. And if anything, it's just as a reminder to me, I haven't been working fast enough. I haven't been working hard enough. I've been too nice. I have not demonized properly the people that are enabling this, down to the fucking parking attendant at the Getty. Every single one of these people need to know what they're doing, who they work for, and spread that outwards because it's the whole damn government. And if they can't end this child torture, if they can't come to grips and admit that it's going on, because it's coming out, then heads are going to roll, and not just in the astral. Seriously, I'm annoyed as fuck. I don't really know what to tell you guys because, my personal life is tough enough. I don't need any more stress. And to me, it doesn't get any more stressful. You know what's weird about this new chat, these Teams thing for Microsoft that we're using for the show tonight? It's internet. That means you pull it up on a browser. That means when I go to my music, it's on the same damn Skype. They you know what else they do? They try to get you to use their Google browser. It's such a fucking scam. It's this trying to tie a single body to each single device so that nobody can do anything anonymously whatsoever. They can track every single damn thing, and we let it happen, and we just take it. Which, again, is the theme of the show tonight, is that why, people? Why? Are we just going to keep taking it? I'm personally, I like to think that I'm doing something. Obviously, I'm screaming at you guys, trying to get you enraged, and a lot of you are doing wonderful work. Obviously, Jessica, several of you are doing wonderful work. But we need we need the pitchforks to come out. We need these people to not feel safe. We need them to feel shame for their actions. And even if they're hiding their shame, we need to let all those people know that are taking their money. And there's a lot of it, a lot of payoff going on all the way down. Those people need to be shamed. They need to be shunned. They need to be doxxed. And everyone needs to be reminded just how fucking bad the evil is, the torture, the evil, the perversion is that these people are enabling. Seriously, guys, just because I walk around and water the grass and eat dinner and, try to have semblance of a normal life doesn't mean that I'm not completely raging over what the fuck is being done. But what more can I do? Wait for him to kill me? They'll just drag it out forever. They'll sure as hell kill a lot of children between now and then. So anyway, people, that's really it. That's all I want to say. Shame on all of you that are enabling this shit to continue. You'll get yours. Things have changed. I apologize to all the people that can't be as human with as I would like to be right now. Hopefully this will change, but such is the nature of the darkness that we're involved in, and I suppose it was always there. I just wasn't giving it enough priority, enough gravity. And all I can do is, hope that you guys are hearing me, and I hope that you'll try to do the same thing. Okay. Again, I apologize about this bullshit 60-minute crap. I'm going to have to pull some stunt. Hopefully they change it. Anyway. All right. All of you that have tuned in, thank you so much for being here. I don't really know what I'm going to call this show, but suffice it to say, let me just say this before I go. The West is really screwed, and they're gonna allow us to go down because it protects them. Obviously, they don't care; they've got their bunkers. But the point is that this whole "Make America Great Again" thing. You want to make America great? This is how we do it. First of all, we stop the slaughter of the children. We stop the Satanism across the board. That'll change everything. And then once we have access to the great technology and resources and financial power that they are hiding from us, we will actually change the world, and we will be beyond great. They're never going to let you have that. We have to take it. And we start by basically publicly destroying those people that are enabling this. Kind of like the French Revolution, only without the pitchforks. Okay? Do your best. All right, everybody. Once again, if you want to help out financially, you got to use the PayPal, which is steviekelly714@yahoo.com. And thank you to Marty Zoe Chocolates for sending me another gift. You're the only one that sent me anything for a while here. But anyway, thank you so much. Also, you have to say friend or family. No, someone else did. Jill. Yes, Jill. What's her last name? Levin. That's it. Anyway, Jill did. What was it? $55 or something like that. I was trying to think of what is the significance of 55. Whatever. It's all good. It's not like 111 or something like that. Anyway. All right, people. Sorry about that. You need to contact me for whatever reason. Use the email, which is law17gun@aol.com. Just assume everything's hacked, but be brave. Contact me if you need healing, anything whatsoever. Oh, by the way, like I said, new Pope, American Pope. Wow. What can I say? I don't know anything about the guy. Hopefully he's not a Jesuit. Anyway, folks, once again, thanks for tuning in. And I hope you enjoyed the last few shows. I don't know if you're going to get any inspiration from this one, but it's still important. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all soon and get in my group. The number one thing I can say, I know there's a lot of you out there that are listening to this stuff and are getting inspired and want to do something and want to devote your life to something meaningful because you're so pissed off and disillusioned with all this bullshit. Start by joining my group, my Telegram group. There's only, 7,000 something, 600, 800 people in there. We could do a hell of a lot more. I mean, my God, people, there's like way more people that join these JFK Jr. groups and just MAGA groups and just bullshit. Come on, I want to believe that there's more intelligent people out there, and I want to believe there's more of you that give a fuck about these children, to actually give a fuck. Your Wano Savins and your Roseanne Barrs and your whoever the fuck, they work for the enemy. They are all lying when they tell you, oh, Epstein's going to do, list is going to come out and people are afraid. Bullshit. Bullshit. Just fuck Epstein. Focus on Gordon Getty. Let's try Gordon Getty. Let's raid his fucking thing. Come on, people. If the government wasn't completely involved, it'd be done by now, just like the government was involved in Epstein. They're all involved. They're all complicit. They're all enabling, and they all need to be shamed and brought to justice and publicly humiliated. And the truth has got to come out. And it's got to start with our accusations. Okay? So, you know an enabler? Call them out. Okay, you guys, you enablers, you know who I'm talking about? Jesus is watching. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank goodness I'm still recording. Let me double check, make sure that didn't screw up. Pretty sure it's good. Recording 2. Yeah, we're good. Oh, God. All right, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I'll edit out the blank spot. And I'll try to do better next week. And who knows? Who knows? Skype may even be able to, or Skype, sorry, Microsoft may actually make it so we can do over an hour and I can have more than one account. And, you know, they might realize that, hey, you know, we use this for stuff like, you know, broadcasting, and that requires more than one account, you stupid retards. Oh, but that's a business then. You're going to have to pay for it. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Anyway, people, you want to help me pay for it, you know what to do. With that, let me see. We've been gone 42 minutes just on this particular thing. And I think we're just about an hour altogether. All right, guys. Thanks for your patience. I don't even know what button to push anymore. Oh, yeah, the leave button. Once again, my name is Stephen D. Kelly, and this is the Stephen D. Kelly Show. This is TruthCat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com. It's now 6:59 p.m. It's May 8th, VE Day, 2025. 76 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny in La Puente, California. I'm still alive. Good night. God bless. Adios. Whoops. Jeez. My God, stupid thing. It doesn't even let me make a smooth exit. Adios and goodbye.